Yes, good old TJ.
Konnichiwa. You know, so I got back with another reaction video, and today, you guys, we are doing another Fate video. Matter of fact, let me actually double check and make sure. Giving the shout out to the person that actually gave me the idea to do this video, because I'm actually gonna do this video on parts. Because in total, this video is like what I'll say. What does it say? 2 hours and 35 minutes. I'm actually gonna like do it into like parts. So on my last video, the unboxing loot, the loot crate unboxing or loot anime unboxing, and you go watch that, by the way. But yeah, on this video right here, guys, this one right here, I did my most recent video. This one right here. If you look at the comment, this comment right here by Joquan Munoz, I think that's how you say it, Munoz. Sorry if I butchered that. I really am sorry. See if this thing's gonna center. Is it gonna center? It's gonna center. It's not centering. I don't know why it's not centering. But yeah, on this video, one of you guys actually told me to react to this video in parts. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm actually gonna react to this in parts. So I'm gonna do like I think I'll do like 20 minutes in a part. I think that'll be good enough, because I don't think y'all want to get like 25 to 30 minutes. I think it's gonna be too long of a video, and I don't think nobody really want to watch that long of a video. So like I said, I'm gonna do 20 minutes of a part for a video, and then just keep continuing on like 20, then 40, then hour 20. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. Let me know in the comments down below though, before we actually get started. Let me know if you guys want me to do it shorter or do it longer than 20 minutes for a part for this thing. All right, guys. So without further ado, this is called Who Will Be Gilgamesh, featuring StudiOmega. Fate lore discussion. So we already had did some videos about Gilgamesh on the page already, and Gilgamesh is like one of my all-time favorite people in Fate. I think he's probably like I say he's like top 3 in Fate for me. He might be number 1, I don't know, but he's definitely like top 3, most definitely. But yeah, so we got you, like I said, we're gonna do this being in parts, because the thing is 2 hours and 35 minutes. So like I say, guys, before we actually get started into everything like that, go ahead and leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Also, go hit that bell for notification. Make sure you click all, so you know if I try to make a future upload. We're gonna get back into it. It's just also as well, guys, like if 2020 can't get any worse, the reason why I haven't done this video earlier, because when I was doing my other videos, I said I was gonna be back to daily uploads and stuff like that. The reason why I didn't come back right away was because I went to go work out at my gym with my cousin. He's my trainer, and while I was there, dropped a 45 on my foot. So I've literally been out of commission. The only thing I've literally been doing is either watching TV or playing a game, like trying to like get my foot back for just get back to normal. It's like at 65%. But yeah, so that's the reason why. So I'm feeling pretty good right now to like stand and like do this video right now. So hopefully I should be good and nothing else happens, hopefully. Also as well, in Texas right now, we getting hit with beta right now. So right now, like you hear like water or something like that, we're getting hit with that right now. Anyway, guys, like I say, like, subscribe on the video. Also, well, follow all the social medias that you see going across the screen are down the description right down below. IG, Twitch, Twitter, all that stuff, type of stuff. Especially go follow that Twitter, please, because I think I'm gonna try to get the screenshot, but I'm right there to be affiliate for Twitch. I just need like 1 more follower. Then I need an average viewers of 3 viewers each time I go live. So let me know if you guys hit that follow button. And without further ado, guys, get right into it. So play.
To all of my patrons, and particularly the most generous among you listed here, thank you for pledging to promote stronger Fate Grand Order content. The following video has been heavily condensed from a previously 3-hour-long discussion. If you wish to skip to a particular servant, feel free to use the corresponding timecode written in this video's description. Alright, hello everyone, and welcome back. You guys have been asking for it, so here it is, the second collab with StudiOmega. Guys, say hello.
Hello.
Everybody. And Omega's even back with a better mic, so there shouldn't be any audio problems this time. I'm really doing my best to, since you guys keep asking for it.
So it's like a podcast type thing, okay.
I'm going to keep trying to improve the audio between us. Because I know, especially like last time, I was really quiet and such. But anyway, we are doing something really different than the last collab, in that this doesn't even really have to do with in-game FGO stuff. This was actually suggested to me by a fan at Anime Expo a few months back from the time of this recording. I don't know her name, but she mustered up the courage to ask me to do it, so I'm like, you know what? This is actually really worthwhile to talk about, because it's been something that's plagued the internet since pretty much the inception of Fate Stay Night, and that is there anyone in the Fate Stay Night universe, FGO universe, whatever alternate timeline dimension, could they beat Gil? Is there anyone who could actually beat Gil?
That's a good question, though, because Gil's, like, OP. Like, he's very OP. The fact he just pulls stuff out of another dimension that he's held,
there are some that
all
have
these
never
treasures
gotten the
and stuff he's
so that's
collected.
what we're here going to attempt to do today. Now, granted, a lot of what we say will be based on facts that you can look up yourself, but there's also going to be plenty of opinion and conjecture, so don't, you are free to discuss it in the comments, free to disagree with us, of course, but yes, definitely this is based on our interpretations of lore, and some stuff that has actually happened. You'll know it when you hear it.
So it's all facts, no opinions with the video.
Just keep that in mind, okay? Don't get too angry.
2 hours
right?
and 30 minutes worth of facts.
I'm just gonna say it for us up front, and I think you guys will agree. Yes, Nasu has said fact that Gilgamesh is definitely, quote-unquote, the strongest servant, or something like that. Something where it's like, that nobody could technically beat Gil when he's serious, But that's the point, is that Gil is
never serious.
Asshole.
Yes, he's never serious.
Is beneath him, so he doesn't ever need to go full strength most of the time. So
there's something very.
Leave me in the comments down below who y'all think could beat Gil, though.
Basically, for Gil to go serious on someone basically means that Gil is acknowledging that person as someone equal to him.
Right.
So one of those.
And also, let's keep in mind, some people may argue that, well, we're not talking about a live Gil here. Yes, we're not talking technically about a live Gil. We are, because for the sake of adding more facts to the pool, we will be arguing things like parameters and such, or at least bringing them up, because this is going to be servant to servant. This is really the only way that these people would be able to fight each other in the first place, because I highly doubt Gilgamesh is going to be fighting someone like Oda Nobunaga or someone like that, who will actually be brought up later. Spoilers. So yeah, like, that's really the only way that's ever going to happen, unless Nasu pulled out some major bullshit, like more than usual. So, beyond that, we're going to go servant to servant. So with that out of the way, who even is Gilgamesh? What can he do?
Gilgamesh, King of Heroes, one of the first fictional characters ever, because that's how old the Epic of Gilgamesh is. If you want to get into timelines, technically, Karna and Arjuna, those are technically set earlier, but they were written later. So that is why Gilgamesh is one of the strongest characters, because his mystery, which is a quality to things which are older and more mysterious, literally, there's not a lot of deeper meaning there, it's just they're shrouded in the mystery of time.
Add a lot of finger wiggling. A lot of finger wiggling.
Gil is so old, he is so mysterious, and thus he has a lot of power. Sort of. So his parameters in FGO, because they fluctuate a lot, so we're trying to find the most neutral point. He's pretty powerful in FGO, it's described. So he has a strength of B, an agility of C, mana B, luck A, noble phantasm EX. He's pretty lucky, but his actual physical parameters aren't super great.
Dang, it's no phantasm, the EX?
Yes, Gilgamesh has no inherent magic resistance. He gets all of that from being a servant. Skills of Charisma A, Divinity, which fluctuates between B and A+, and his Collector EX, which honestly don't really matter to this discussion. It's very lovely that FGO made those.
The Gate of Babylon is freaking. It's
what the skills
really
actually do is
stupid
just
of how
shiny things find
strong
their
it
way to
is.
Gil. Let's leave the big one for last. First of all, he's got Gate of Babylon, which is ranked E to A++. This is his royal treasury. Because Gilgamesh was said in his legend, his treasury theoretically contains, if not an actual noble phantasm, but at least a prototype of every noble phantasm ever, except divine constructs.
So it's like
Gil's
basically
preferred method of using these is
access
to
to all
shoot them at people,
prototypes,
even though they're swords and stuff.
MPs.
Quite impressive.
This really sucks though, as it seems.
It's honestly one of the reasons why he's quite so dangerous is because he has the ability to shoot many, many noble phantasm quality weapons any direction he likes. He cannot make them go in curves as far as we know, but he can make them come from any angle in a straight line. One of the infamous things he has in there is the noble phantasm, which is named Enkidu, which is his chains of heaven, which are used to attack and also bind people and explicitly are stronger against binding servants with the divinity quality. Merodach, which is, oddly enough, for some reason described as Graham in Fate's Day Night, but a prototype of that, which is a dragon-slaying sword. So theoretically, one of the reasons why Gil is so strong is that he can have any tool he needs for the job. Phantasm doesn't really come up a lot. It's more seen with his child and caster forms, I think, but he technically still has it as an archer. If this pronunciation is right, but I'm going to try. It's Sha Nakba Imuru. A noble phantasm, which is basically akin to an EX clairvoyance. Gil can reveal true names. He can see past, present, future. He can see alternate timelines. He can see anything he wants to see if he cares. We're going to try to avoid FGO spoilers for this, but obviously talking about
alternate timelines
spoil works they were originally from. But Fate's Day Night's been out for a while, guys. You should be familiar with the outline. Well, normally Aya's not that impressive. It's just a sword that's not a sword. Sometimes it's called a staff or a wand. It's that big circly thing he does. Yeah, he can stab people with it, but Aya has the ability Enema Elish, which is why Gil is so powerful. Like, you think the gate's enough, but no, Enema Elish is sometimes confusing or frustrating to describe, but basically, honestly, there's a lot of flowery language involved in this, guys, so I'm sorry if it sounds a little overblown, but that's how it's written a lot of the time. Simultaneously attack all enemies in sight. He can, produce a blast that tears apart the earth and sky and whatnot. And ultimately, the best way to express it is that Enema Elish sucks everything in, almost kind of like a naked singularity. Like, you may have heard this discussed in physics, the idea that you can't see that point of singularity. It would be devastating. It kind of opens up this void in creation, and anything in the area falls in and is immediately destroyed, because being exposed to the nothingness or the raw truth of the universe is very bad in Nasu's writings. To seek the root, most of them who poke it, they get obliterated. It's really what Enema Elish does. It is described as an anti-world noble phantasm. Thoughts on the big man Gil?
Well, my immediate thoughts is this is I like bringing this up, but this version of Gilgamesh, Archer Gilgamesh, is specifically the Gilgamesh in the story before he's gone on his quest for immortality. If you guys haven't read the cliff notes on his story, you guys.
But he could have got it, but he didn't want to get for
to who he
immortality because his friend died.
Right.
All that.
Yeah, so a good point. We are talking about specifically Archer Gilgamesh. That should be noted. Since he's the one most seen using Aya, especially in other Fate works beyond FGO. And Caster Gil he's not really the best showing of Gilgamesh because he's specifically meant to be a mockery of Solomon. So we are definitely going with Archer Gil because that's the best display that we know of his combat abilities.
The fact that Caster Gil exists is a good way of showing how flexible Gilgamesh is. He doesn't have to just shoot swords and stuff out of the Gate of Babylon. He can throw wands and magic staves if he felt like it. It's just he chooses to fruitlessly throw swords at people.
Right.
If there's nothing else to say about Gil as himself, we should probably start moving into the contenders as far as fighting game.
That's fair. So, well, actually, before we do that, we should mention, definitely just right out of the gate, no pun intended, who will not be on this list of contenders. For sure, not even honorable mentions. There are actually 2 entries we have on this list. And the first being, and this one would probably cause the greatest contention with people,
Saber?
Grand Servants. Omega, you want to explain why that is?
Oh,
so,
Grand Servant.
This is a very simple rule. Gilgamesh is called the strongest servant, and this is already perfectly out there in the English version of FGO. But the Grand Servants are a higher caliber of servant container. They are literally a level above regular servants, and they are very strong. From what we have seen of them. So there's really no contest here, because as far as we know currently, Grand Servants are greater than regular servants. Also, we don't know a lot about Grand Servants. We have only seen a few possible candidates for Grand Servant in the actual story so far. There are a lot of open questions. So that's why I say, as far as we know, Grand Servant greater than regular servant.
Yes. And I mean, there are people who will argue spoilers. It's inevitable. But without giving away any spoilers, if you know the showings of Solomon and King Hassan, you should know within your soul that
King
Gil
Hassan was crazy.
probably could not fight these people. They become
King
beyond
Hassan
servants and
was
become more of concepts than anything.
nuts. That fight I seen,
Especially like King Hassan.
nuts. Yeah,
who
King Hassan.
I don't
That
really
dude,
need to.
he's
go
crazy.
and, I don't need to
He's
worry about
crazy.
spoilers that much or anything because
he looks cool. He looks dope. I like his
will
design.
see him very much in Babylon. It could be argued that, well, but Solomon this or Solomon that, so I'll make it fair to you people. King Hassan, his showings in Babylonia, basically, I don't want to say they completely prove that he could beat Gil, but rather it's more like the guy is basically the concept of death at this point as a grand servant. How do you, we know what Aya can do, but how do you actually apply physical tearing of the universe to basically a guy who acts as a concept? I mean, Gawain was basically the right-hand man of Arturia for years and years, especially in Camelot timeline, for that singularity. And this guy, King Hassan was futterwackering around Gawain in his best element. The sun was out and everything.
What is that?
And he's just I can't lay a finger on this guy. So, yes, Gawain was fighting him with swords, but that was the best guy Arturia had, basically. With normal, above normal, paranormal combat prowess. And he couldn't do anything to King Hassan. And okay, slight spoilers, but nothing that Lucky hasn't already heard, because he wants to avoid spoilers too. When you deal with the Beast class in Babylonia, take note of the fact that Gil needs help to fight that Beast class. King Hassan just bops in and basically does half the job by himself. It's no big deal. That's how big a deal King Hassan is. And that's how basically above Gilgamesh as a servant he is. So that's why no grand servants.
There's no contest. There's no discussion to be had there. We're pretty sure they win.
And then
so grand servers are stronger than
there is Void Shiki. And anyone who knows about Kara no Kyokai lore should be throwing up their hands well, obviously.
Void as a concept is very spoily for Kara no Kyokai, but at the same time, I think we can pretty easily say you have to go to the end. She flat up explains herself, Kara no Kyokai, and basically she could rewrite all of human history out of thought, but doesn't want to.
Because what's the point?
There has been some waffling over the years about how strong Void is practically, but even so, conceptually, of the swirl at the heart of the universe, this very big deal concept to the Nasuverse. She is supposed to be the personality of that effect, and thus she wields incredible cosmic power because she is plugged into the heart of the universe, right?
Basically, Gilgamesh would be trying to 1v1, not the universe, but basically God. Not a god or something like he's done in his legends. No. Basically the creator of everything. With something that he created. That God created, basically.
I would go say an avatar of the universe.
Right.
Yeah.
He can tear a hole in the universe. He can't fight the universe.
Yeah, I said this before when we were trying to figure out our format setup before we started. That I'm pretty sure technically what Gil is punching a hole to is technically where Void is from. He creates a space in the universe that sucks everything in and destroys it. Renders it back to null creation. I'm pretty sure that's where Void is from. So you could argue maybe when she's limited by being personified as a servant, there's a fight there, but I'm pretty sure Void's not really trying because that would be dull.
Right. It's basically Gilgamesh, but less of an asshole. And more powerful.
Void,
And prettier.
That is true, too. Although I'm sure the fangirls would disagree with you, Lucky. Because don't forget, even Gilgamesh has fangirls.
Gil has this bad habit of ditching his shirt a lot.
That is definitely helpful to his cause. Alrighty, so with the non-applicable people out of the way, we could finally get to the meat and potatoes, which are the main contenders, the people who actually stand a fair chance, sorta kinda, well, we'll get to some that are more sorta kinda than others, of actually beating Gil. Or at least stalemating him. We'll go that far. At least they could probably stalemate him. And we'll start off with someone who actually has beaten Gil, and that would be Arturia Pendragon, Saber herself.
The caveat here is
I did say Saber
as she appears.
I did say Saber at the beginning of the video, though.
Which is, yes, that's canonical. That's a timeline that happened.
Which means if that ever happened again, say Arturia got a hold of Avalon, we could pretty much guarantee if she ever had to fight Gil, she'd probably be able to beat him again.
Arturia is another character whose parameters fluctuate a lot. We were again going with FGO because that's a nice, well-rounded. You may even begin to see how she could win this fight a little bit before we even get into the Mystic stuff, because Arturia has Strength of B.
So that's Saber's actual name, Arturia,
and Agility of B.
Pendragon?
And then got an A+ Luck and an A++ Noble Phantasm. So apart from Noble Phantasm, she already has and luck. She has Gil beat in basically every aspect of physical conflict. Very high natural magic resistance of A. She
has higher endurance and higher agility.
Important to this. The very powerful skill Intuition A, which we all know that in Fate Grand Order, instinct or intuition skills are kind of a joke, and they've been slowly being replaced as the game goes on. But the way it's written, it's very powerful because it's basically like a second sense about fighting. Knows what the right move to take in a fight is. And then for Noble Phantasm, she got Invisible Air C, not a big deal. There's the lovely Excalibur A++, and then Avalon, which is another EX ranked Noble Phantasm. Honestly, most of you should be familiar with what Excalibur does.
Gil has even said, actually, when I was reading up on Aya, Gil has actually said that Excalibur is one of the few weapons he would actually allow to combat Aya.
Because Excalibur is another divine construct. It's the sword of promised victory, right? It's the concept that humans have of defeating powerful foes, right? And it's immensely powerful. Honestly, the quote-unquote real Excalibur, because Excalibur is held back a lot of the time. You see this a lot discussed with Arthur Prototype.
Oh, yes.
Mana Burst
Both
is
of them are held back by seals because the full power of Excalibur is
Invisible Air
power to defend the world itself. Obviously, as a servant, I don't think we've ever seen either of them go all the way with Excalibur.
No.
So that's not necessarily relevant to the discussion. What is Avalon, the sheath? It's a sheath, but also it's a portable fortress, it's called. It causes almost instantaneous recovery of all injuries, and when using its true name, it even seems to displace the user in time and space, and just injuries don't even happen to them.
Right, they go to the land of fairies, which is basically Arturia's promised land that she is looking for, the utopia that she's looking for.
Yeah, the actual reality, the perfect kingdom she seeks to strive. And so she just, I'm pretty sure, I mean, obviously we only have you can complain about it, but it was a great introduction to the series, the Dean adaptation, but I'm pretty sure she just walks through an Aya blast with Avalon, or at least tanks it.
Yeah, basically.
Does not exist in that space, thus there is nothing for Aya to destroy, and then she can stab it because, as noted at the top, Arturia is way better in close combat than Gil is.
Right.
And that's why she's a real winner in this situation, because she actually has the ability to ignore Gil's greatest strength and then just bypass Enema Elish. Really, the fight comes down to, are you better in fighting than Gil? And a lot of these characters will answer.
All right, so I'll pause right here. So, like I say, 20 minutes in, I just went up like a couple seconds, like 5 seconds. So, like I say, 20 minutes in, we're talking about Saber and why she's a candidate to battle Gilgamesh. So that's where we're gonna start back on the next video for part 2. So, like I say, who can beat Gilgamesh? A Fate lore discussion. Like I said, it's gonna be part 1. Part 2 is gonna be at the same point, but then we're just gonna go to the 40-minute mark and etc. etc. But like I say, guys, let me know in the comments down below if you guys want me to make it longer, of a video, or y'all want me to make the parts shorter, like 15-10 minutes? So let me know, because like I say, whatever you guys want me to do, I'll do that for you guys. Like I say, you guys want me to react to the video, I'm gonna do it in parts. If you guys are liking the video, y'all giving the views to the video, y'all commenting it, everything like that, y'all have a discussion down below, even me discussing it with y'all as well. Like I say, let me know what you guys want me to do with this series right here. Also as well, like I say, comment, like, subscribe on the channel if you're new. Also as well, follow my Twitter, follow my Twitch, follow my Instagram, follow all the socials in the description box down below. Also, it should be popping up on the screen. Also as well, it should be 2 videos you're gonna see as well, and the middle should be my my logo to subscribe. So go ahead and look at one of these videos, or just hit that incognito A so you can subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. Like I say guys, if you want INCOG, I hope you guys like this video, and I'm out. Peace.